I can't read that. So I better go back to the eye doctor.
I know, but you could be a
I had
carrier.
LASIK like
I'm always
10 years
clean,
ago.
but I don't want to get
Here I
dirty.
am.
I'm gonna need readers fairly soon, but I
These
told you there was
boxes.
one in there.
I'm going to call this meeting to order. It's about 7:03 PM on June 2nd. The meeting of the Barre City Development Review Board. We do have a quorum. David not here? Nope.
We're missing 2 members.
Okay. We do have a quorum. Is there any adjustments to the agenda, Janet? Or Michelle? Okay, thank you. Is there anybody here tonight that is to speak on anything other than what's on the agenda? No, okay, thank you. And before we proceed with the new business, we'll just take care of a couple of administrative things. Notice of decision for 10 Jefferson Street, the meeting held on April 6th. I would entertain a motion on that.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye or raise your right hand.
Aye.
Thank you. The minutes, notice of decision is approved unanimously. Second notice of decision is 56 Depot Square, public hearing held on March 2nd and final hearing on April 6th. Is there a motion on those?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye or raise your right hand, Michael.
Aye.
Okay, that carries unanimously.
Could be your left too, Michael, just one of them.
Well, he likes to be different, special.
I actually did my left one by accident the first time, and then I said, "You're saying right hand. I'm gonna follow the letter."
Yeah.
Rebel.
Okay, lastly is the minutes. The minutes for the regular hearing held on April 6th. Motion,
So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
I have some adjustments I wanted to bring up.
On that one.
Yep, on the
go ahead.
minutes. So on the second page, 2 bullet points up from number 6, Michael's last name is spelled incorrectly. And at the bottom and the last paragraph on that same page, there's a sentence error. I'm not sure what it's supposed to say, but I think it's supposed to say, asked clarification of why the DRB would have to approve outdoor amplified entertainment. And staff read the direct requirements out of the ordinances. So is that okay with the mover and second?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Any
Now,
other-
now all those in approve, say aye or raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Approved. Okay, new business. 83 Washington Street LLC and the Meltdown LLC, 83 Washington Street has been rescinded by the applicant.
Aye.
And the letter that was received on May 19th to planning and permitting, we, John and Diane Hood, are rescinding our DRB application for an additional patio plus a proposed roof over the existing. Thank you, John Hood. So there'll be no discussion on that. Second order of business is Robert Chartier, 83 Summer Street, seeks minor site plan approval for curb cut approval for 3-space parking lot on property for tenant use. MU-1 zoning district design review overlay district. I do need to advise you that this is a quasi-judicial board and it requires 5 affirmative votes in order for an application to be approved. I also need to make sure that those who are going to speak on these applications have signed in. Have you all signed in? Okay, thank you. And those who are going to speak, I'm going to ask that you stand, raise your right hand, state your name for the record. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm Robert Chartier.
Yes, yes. Okay, could you just stand and raise your right hand? You swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Would you take a seat right up there? Okay, we do have your application in front of us. It's been read. If there's anything you'd like to add to that or comment on or expand on?
Well, the first thing I'd like to address is how the city's looking at the new law S-100 that pertains to parking. Is that going to change any of the requirements for this permitting?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
The planning commission will be looking into parking in the future. And potentially changing the unified development.
So what's the future? How long is that?
I can't speak to that tonight, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and for everyone's benefit and mine especially, if everybody could speak up, especially because sometimes it's difficult to hear when people are participating via Zoom.
Okay.
So we'd appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a little odd how this all came about. My father acquired the apartment house in 1972, 73, and there's always been 2 parking spaces in the back, and it's never been an issue. And so now the police actually went and told one of my tenants that they can't park there anymore. And so now when they plow the Bugby Avenue, they use a regular plow truck, so it wings it to one side of the road, which is the side that my apartment house is on. And so now it gives, now without a vehicle there, the city pushes the snow up against the house. I have photographs here where there's probably at least a 6-foot snowbank blocking my 2 emergency exits for 2 apartments, and now I have water in the basement, which we never had in the basement. And so I was wondering how we can also address this issue without, there's no parking there. And then the other thing is that we've only got 3 parking spaces that we're able to get with the city engineer. And it still doesn't meet zoning. And it's one of the few apartment houses that has a half decent sized lawn on Summer Street. And to meet even the 3 parking spaces, I lose a lot of lawn space and trees and shrubs. And it's just going to look like the rest of Barre City parking lots. And it'd be nice to have, some greenery in the city, and rather than just seeing the cars and, in a parking lot sitting there. And so anyway, yeah, I'd like to see or hear from how you would move forward on this.
Okay, Janet, before any of the board members ask questions, is there anything to be read into the record in respect to this application? Nothing, okay. Okay, now I'm gonna call on people so that we don't get sidetracked here. Katrina.
From what I read, it looks fairly clear cut about trying to provide some parking spaces off street. Being a former apartment owner, I know it can be a drag.
Jeffrey.
Janet, this question is actually directed at you. If he gets rid of all that green space, doesn't that then again go against the ordinance of having a certain amount of green space for every unit available? So he's in a really catch-22 right here.
MU1.
So 80% of that property can be covered by impervious surface. That includes the property, the building, and any potential parking spaces.
Okay, so
I think the answer is yes. It's okay.
well, that's my question though. Does that put it over the threshold of 80%?
I don't know the answer to that right now.
Okay.
That's a new one. I
Jessica?
haven't heard that one. Thank you.
Jessica?
No, I agree with Katrina. It looks, I don't see anything wrong with it. It is too
Sorry?
bad. I said, no, I agree with Katrina that I don't see anything wrong with the application. It is too bad that you will be losing all that lawn space for the tenants as well, really.
Yeah, and it seems like the options that I have is, find somebody in the neighborhood that has a parking space. Well, nobody has parking spaces.
Right,
And the other thing is to be sort of forced into paying the city for a parking space.
right.
So there's a lot of inconvenience in this when, since 1907, I believe the house was built, it's never been an issue.
Right,
And
Did
now
you-
it's turned into a big issue because now I have water damage,
yeah,
emergency exit, and the buildings around. They don't have the parking space, but why am I singled out on this?
yeah.
You
No,
know,
I hear what you're saying. Yep.
it's a little discerning,
Did you go into it in more length with the police department?
That one, boy, I forget how long ago that happened, and that was a conversation between my tenant and the police. They came in one night and told them that they gotta move the car, he had a car there. And so he calls me, and at that point, I think he went over and he rented a parking spot because they told him they're gonna tow his vehicle. And yet you drive that, just went down Bugby Avenue and you're not supposed to park on the right side. And
Yeah.
there was 3 cars parked there.
Yeah,
You have to-
so I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But, so maybe it was specific to the tenant, I mean, it was a long time ago, really.
Yeah, so I
guess,
wouldn't know who
but-
the police officers were or anything, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, kind of,
no.
it could be something like that, unfortunately, which I wouldn't, sure, it would not be, but, right.
And
All set?
so,
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
so what would be the next step if, it doesn't meet the green space and parking requirements?
Yeah, I think that's something that will need discussion, but let's just finish and see if, Michael, do you have any questions or comments or concerns?
I
Since you're
do.
on the planning board?
Sorry, I'm up on the screen. My son's gonna want to play board games with me when I'm done, so it's simple. The question that I wanted to ask you, Mr. Chartier, and I think that you have clarified this in what you're saying, is that this application is not what you want, right?
Correct.
That like your plan, that what, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems, so I'm gonna say what it sounds like you were saying, is that you would like for things to work the way that they used to work in the past, where the parking spaces that were utilized are continued to be allowed to be utilized. In the back, yeah. So that was the sense that I got from your application letter. I just wanted to clarify about that. For the development review board, we can't make a decision about what's allowed in the street, but I think that what you've pointed out, that the parking requirements are clearly unrealistic for parcels like yours. The idea that your building is supposed to have 4 parking spaces associated with it does not make sense. And the Planning Commission is currently trying to work on changing those rules. As you noted, S100 might have an impact on that. I suspect that the Planning Commission will want to go further than S100 in terms of relaxing those parking restrictions. That doesn't change anything for today. It seems to me that your application basically fits. There's only one thing that is not clearly allowed, and that's the width of the curb cut that's being created. But I keep coming back to the fact that this isn't what you want. And to me, that matters a lot, even if what we have to do is approve it. And so what I would like to see, and the DRB has no control over this, is to allow parking spaces in the location where people previously parked, and to have there be striping that makes it clear where the limits are that you're allowed to park. It's a narrow street, I get that. We can't fix any of that here. So I just wanted to make sure that I understand what you wanted, and also to tell you that I am with you 100%.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In the off-street parking would be fine, but to meet all the setbacks, is there, like the 9-foot wide car parking space and the 21 feet long or something? It'd be nice if it could just be a lot smaller, parking area. So it sort of overrules all of the zoning laws and things. I understand that.
I'm not sure if that's true. The parking stalls are, you're allowed to make those how you want, I believe. I actually wanted to say one thing, though, not to you, but as a question, and I don't think anyone has the answer to this, but I really want to make it clear that it is asked, is why on earth is our public works director designing parking lots on a private piece of land? This doesn't make any sense to me. And so I'm asking it because I would like to have an answer, but also rhetorically to say, come on now. So, anyway.
Thank you, Michael. Sarah?
I just had some clarifying questions. So the parking stalls would be accessible from Bugby Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, and your concern with the snow plow was on that side of that building?
Yes. On the side of my apartment house, yes.
Okay, so by putting in those 3 spots, how is that gonna change the snow removal piece of that? I'm just,
Well, right up until I think it was maybe the year before, so it probably about 5 years ago now, when the police came and asked my tenant to move his vehicle, they've always plowed Bugby Avenue with the payloader. When they'd do all this, the parking lots and stuff, and then they'd go down, they'd come in from Short Street and they would head south on Bugby Avenue, and they'd pile the snow up there. So it was never an issue of winging the snow to one side or the other. Now when they come up, or they wing the snow on one side of the road, which is my apartment house, and I think there's 2 or 3 others that amount of snow affects it. And now without that car there, they push over even more, and it's, like I said, it's stacking up against my house. And I do have rot on it. Yeah, it's,
Wow, that's,
yeah, I can
Ma'am?
that is aggravating.
It's okay if you want to speak, you do have to tell us who you are and swear in. No, that, you're fine.
I do have an additional question.
that's in front of
Oh.
the emergency. That's from an
Oh, great. Yeah.
so I guess just a follow-up question. So you're thinking that with those parking spots, the snow plow won't be able to leave snow there, or you'll be able to plow it away?
They're just taking that opportunity to get rid of snow before
Use that
they
as a
get.
dumping ground?
I feel like the snow and the parking are separate.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are, yeah.
Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Yeah, and this is something you would take up.
Christina, do you have another question?
Yes, I wanted to ask, was the intention to pave these 3 slots or not?
Probably not,
Because
because, the infiltration of, water is better than running off.
Yeah,
So I haven't gone that far, I'm doing it as a process,
Yeah.
and
I was
Get the permit for-
wondering if, maybe Janet could answer that, if crushed stone is in place, not solid pavement, is that considered more permeable? Don't know.
No,
Oh,
it is considered impervious surface.
oh,
crushed
I'm
stone
sorry,
is?
It
No.
is not considered impervious. Pavement is impervious, the water
Yes.
can't go through it. Impervious, as you've noted, is stone.
yeah,
something like that.
okay, cool.
So in the case of heavy rains, most of the water should go through the soil versus down the street drains.
Is there anything further anybody wishes to say? Just so you know, the board goes into deliberative session at the end of the hearings, and they'll make a decision, and you will be notified. You could either call Janet in the morning, and you also will receive a letter of the board's decision within a week. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you
super.
very much for your time.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being on the board and helping solve problems here. Appreciate
Hope it
it.
works out.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you want these photos back? Thank you. Okay, the next order of business, 224 North Main LLC in, is it CG? Seiji and Jessica. Oh, has 224 North Main Street seeks conditional use for a bar, UC-1 zoning district, design review overlay district. Now, are you all three going to speak on this application? Okay, and I'll start with you. Could you raise your right hand? You swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? And your name? Thank you. Ma'am? Swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And your name?
Jessica.
Oh, okay, thank you, sir. Swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And your name? Thank you. Who's going to speak first?
Might just start out real quick, give a background.
Okay, you can pull another chair up to the table if you wish, and all three sit there.
Make yourselves comfortable.
I took over the space in December, and then shortly after, Seiji and Jess reached out to me. I've known Jess since we grew up together in Montpelier, and out of the blue, they've been back here, and they told me some of their interests and their plans for what they want to do, and I said, well, I actually happen to have. They were possibly looking at the Jacobs building next to 159 North Main, and I said, well, I just took over space, and it might have a nice fit in there for you. So we've been talking about it for like the last 3 months. Yeah, and I'll let them expand on what their plans are, but just wanted to give you the background of the space at least.
Okay, thank you. Sir?
Yeah, so our idea is to, like we said in the business plan, to sort of become the living room for Barre and be a clean and welcoming place for people to come and enjoy a drink, have an after-work meeting. We also want to be in a venue space available for rent. We know in central Vermont, that's there's a lack of event spaces, so we want to fill that gap as well. And our focus is going to be on analog games, so billiards, shuffleboard. We want to have Scrabble tournaments, chess tournaments, and really just kind of promote the kind of friendly competition without being plugged in.
We figured out that we could fit 3 pool tables. We have long winters, and I think it's nice to have other places for people to gather and meet up. We love the idea of like a Saturday afternoon being able to like have a chess tournament or Scrabble tournaments where people can gather and have conversation, stay warm. A little bit about my background is my background's in industrial design, and I have worked with clients such as like Pottery Barn and Wayfair, designing interiors, designing products. So I'm going to utilize my talents to create a space that is welcoming and looks at the details of design. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
That's okay, don't be nervous. We don't bite.
And really, like, we want to just become part of the community. We already feel like we are, even though we live in Montpelier. Our daughter's performed for the past 3 years here in the Opera House in her ballet class, and we know Pete, so we're visiting Pearl Street, and we feel like North Main Street is definitely going through kind of like a rebirth. There's some new places coming in, some new energy, and we want to be part of that whole wave.
Yeah, we love the idea too, like the location. It's right across the street from the movie theater, so we could go watch a movie, and then after the movies, like maybe go play, a game of billiards.
Well, I think you did an excellent job with the plan that you laid out, covered an awful lot of ground and very well done, very informative. So I think it answered a lot of questions the board might have had for you, so.
Yeah, and we're looking to work with like local artists. I have a friend that's a chair maker that's really interested in collaborating with teachers in the space. Another, Vermont native is going to do a mural in the space. She's already like signed on. She would love to create a mural in the space.
Jessica's family has run a small business in Vermont for over 40 years. We're looking to continue that tradition. Different industry, but
I think it's always been our dream to have our own business. And his dreams since, I don't know how, Seiji was about this tall when he started playing billiards. His grandfather took him to a,
I would get to escape family functions and go play pool with my grandpa, and I had to stand on milk crates to reach the table.
so
Oh,
he's been
dreams come true.
playing for a long time, and so this has always been a dream of his, so.
Janet, anything that needs to be read into the record in respect to this application? There isn't. Okay, thank you. Entertaining questions, comments from the board, Jeffrey?
I'm good.
Sarah?
All set.
Michael?
No, I don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Might add real quick, we plan
Sure.
on adding a bathroom and bar with possibly a small kitchen prep space. And Chase has been engaged as far as getting the wastewater permit, in the hopes that this does pass.
Thank you. Jessica?
No, I don't have any questions. It looks very nice, please.
Katrina?
I'm going to ask some questions.
You did a very nice job, really laying everything out. It was very, very helpful to have that happen.
In terms of social gathering places, one thing that, and I don't even know if it's within the purview of this committee, but acoustics, will there be some sound absorbing things? Because sometimes, there's one restaurant in Montpelier that if you sit in the wrong place, the sounds of the people next to you are just going to drive you crazy, kind of thing. I'm just curious about interior planning on acoustics.
That again is outside of
Okay,
our,
well,
yeah, that's something that's
I
dealt with
guess
separately.
I'll just
Talking
put,
about Sarducci's?
pardon?
Were you talking about Sarducci's, the loud restaurant? I'm just
No, actually, something more
The ceilings
cultural.
they are drop ceilings similar to these, and they are not acoustic paneling, but I would say they're fairly good.
Well, I admit, I'm thinking in interior design, just, there's some places that just are all hard surfaces, so there's nothing to bounce off. Okay, as long as I stuck my foot in it.
No, that's okay.
Bathrooms, are they going to be gender neutral, or there's going to be a long line outside the women's room? Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a urinal and a toilet in both. I believe that was the plan, so
Thank you for,
Sure.
get rid of it however you need to.
Do we have any say over the capacity?
Just one last thing, I think we're trying to offer something that's different than what's like already here.
Yep.
Mhm.
In terms of like the vibe, like we might have, I think we're gonna put one TV for like major games and events, but really, we're not a sports bar, like that's not the vibe. So we're trying to offer something unique that isn't already here in Barre. To diversify.
Okay, all set? As I stated to the last applicant, that board will go into deliberative session, make a decision. You will be notified in writing within a week, or you can call Janet in the morning and she can tell you the board's decision. Okay? We thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yes, let's blow up Janet's phone because she has nothing better to do.
Yeah, she's looking for things to
I know,
do,
I'm
so.
not up for it.
We pick on her all the time, but she's great.
What time do you accept phone calls?
No earlier than 10 a.m.
Put her on speed dial. Okay, you're all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for bringing social business to Barre. There's not a lot.
Michael, did I forget you? No,
Oh, I
did not
totally
call
would.
on you. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's a little strange sound. Is that, do I only hear that?
Huh?
What sound?
What?
Oh yeah, it's just there's a weird thing in the audio right now. There's like a throbbing bass tone.
Like this. You might be hearing the upstairs.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of concert or something going on.
Oh,
I
wow.
think that may
All
be
right,
why they shut the
Did
door.
you pause the
concert or
recording?
rehearsal or something.
But yes, you did give me a chance to talk in answer to your question.
Okay.
We need a motion to go into deliberative.
I just would like to request people to wait until I ask for a motion. and ask for a second, because that way we aren't going to be speaking over each other. I don't want to sound like a telethon, but it's much smoother operation if we do that. Okay, now I will entertain a motion for, to go into executive session.
Deliberative.
Deliberative, what did I say?
Executive.
Sorry.
Deliberative.
Deliberative.
So moved.
Okay, now a motion.
I will second.
Now a second. You seconded, Katrina?
Yes, please.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye and
Aye.
hand?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Pause the recording.
Janet's right on the ball. How's business?
Not bad.
That pause?
Yes,
Sunday brunch?
right there.
Get it.
Hi, I'd like to revise my motion to invite Janet and, I'm sorry, I can't remember, Michelle, thank you, into deliberative session with us.
Those in-
I so move, I agree.
Okay, so it's
Second.
okay with the
Okay.
seconder.
All those in favor, say aye,
Aye.
raise your hand.
Aye.
Those opposed? None?
Thank you, Janet.
Now you, there it is.
Thank you. The
Like pin the tail on the donkey.
Development Review Board is now back in session. Is there a motion on the first applicant,
Motion to approve.
Robert Chartier, 83 Summer Street? Second?
Oh, actually, I was, I thought,
Well,
I
no,
can,
that's okay.
you were making a motion.
Did you want Michael to make? the
I would
motion?
like Michael. to make
Michael,
the-
will you make the motion, please?
Well, there is a, do you,
There's a motion on the table.
Well, I guess we just say the board is.
All
approving
right,
the
so Jessica made the motion.
you can withdraw the motion, or I could make a friendly amendment, or,
Why don't you make an amendment?
all right, so I
withdraw
propose,
my second.
Let's let Michael talk, please.
Yeah.
oh, no, this is
No, go
fine.
ahead.
Yeah, so I propose that we amend the approval to specify that there may be 3 or fewer off-street parking spaces, that they do not need to be of the dimensions specified in the provided drawing, but that should be used as a guide, and that the zoning administrator is allowed to approve any immaterial or non-substantial changes to the site plan without having to come back to the DRB. There's the list.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good with you, Katrina?
I would be glad to second that.
Well,
Okay.
but you have to ask Jessica first, if she's
Yeah.
okay.
It's true, it's her motion.
Right.
Yeah,
Jessica, are you okay with the motion presented?
yes.
Katrina?
Second?
No, just do you approve the
amendment.
the
You
amendment?
just have to say yes, your second.
Yeah,
is
we
still-
have to
Yes,
say it
yes.
before you second it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, Jeffrey?
now you say,
Huh?
now you ask for a vote.
Oh, no, I asked for the vote?
Yeah, now you
Well,
ask
how
for-
come I had to do them?
because Michael made an amendment to it,
Yeah.
so now you ask for the vote. Trust me.
A vote on his amendment, okay.
No, not on the amendment, on the motion.
On the amended motion.
Okay, a
Yeah.
As
motion on
amended,
the,
as amended.
motion as amended.
Yes.
Do we have a vote? All those in favor, say, right?
Yes,
All those in favor, say aye.
I will actually vote for
Okay,
this,
okay.
yes.
Okay, opposed? Okay, the motion carries then unanimously.
Okay,
All right?
and before you even ask, I will make a motion for the second one as written.
Second,
I'll second
Second.
that.
All right.
Jessica seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Oh,
It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Okay, other
here,
businesses
too.
needed.
Something else.
Stuffy, it's stuffy.
I'd like to just comment if I might. I was really, really distressed with last month's meeting because it was extremely unfair to a business that was looking to expand.
All right.
And we're trying to create businesses, we're trying to encourage businesses, and this board stood in the way of them getting approval.
Right.
And I don't know how many times, Janet, and I get sick of hearing myself, if you cannot attend these meetings, you need to let us know because we're short-handed. And Michael, you know, I still am very appreciative of you. I mean, you joined us when we didn't have a quorum and you were very sick. And there's no excuse for someone not coming in or showing up and being here. We meet once a month, first Thursday of the month. If you don't get any notice from Janet's office, Michelle's office, there will be a meeting. The only time you'll get a notice is when there is no meeting. So everybody is asked, unless you're dead or dying, to attend the
Jesus.
meetings. And I swear I will be here every meeting. I'll travel from camp to be here. I would have for the meltdown, and I had advised Janet and Michelle, because at the time I said I wasn't coming because I had a conflict. I was told there was going to be a quorum. And by the time the board met, David was not here. And Janet, in her wisdom, and Michelle decided it was too late, and probably would have been, because I wouldn't have been anywhere near the computer to go on Zoom. But it distresses me. I was hoping we could work something out with the meltdown. But they're very, very upset and disgusted with this board. And you know how word of mouth travels around.
No, not in this city.
So I can't emphasize enough that your attendance is very important. If you cannot attend, please let Michelle or Janet and both of them know.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
My suggestion would be to write to city council and just say, please vet these applicants that are applying to join this board, and really hound on the attendance piece.
They
I know-
do.
They do,
They do.
because
I know they-
when
I know they
when I
do, but-
applied, they asked me if I had sufficient time.
One of the first questions Tom always says to someone is, do you understand the time requirements involved? Flat out, that is his
Yeah.
first question.
Yeah.
Whether he's the mayor, whether he's a counselor, that's his first question.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know he will ask that, but I mean, we all,
Well, and everybody says
we
yes.
all went through that, and we must have all said yes.
Yes.
Um,
Michael?
Thank you. You know, I really don't mean to cut anyone off.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think let's see how it goes with the appointments. I mean, if we have people who are committed to showing up, it becomes not a problem. If it continues to be a problem, we can always ask to have the body reduced in size. Because, I mean, having the quorum require 5 votes. it's
Isn't it
potentially-
charter?
She's saying no.
Surely, I mean, surely it's not the state law that it has to be 9 people, right?
Yes.
It's charter.
Yeah,
It's
so I mean,
not state law.
that's what I
It's
thought,
charter,
yeah.
so it would have to go to the citizens as a vote to change the number of people. So
And then.
it would take
And
at least
I-
a year.
Yeah,
And the
I'm not.
legislature, right? The
Yes, it
legislature has
does.
to
That is
approve.
correct. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying we have other avenues to resolve the problem if it continues.
Well,
But
we also have
I'm-
our internals that if someone doesn't meet, anyway.
This is 3
Anyway, I didn't mean to
meetings
cut you
without
off,
Yeah.
appointments.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we can. You can remove people too, right? If they don't
Yes.
show up. I mean, I don't think we can, but council can. So there's ways of addressing this. But certainly we show up regularly. I see you guys a lot. So.
Well, Janet, I believe, if I'm not spilling beans, has made a proposal to the council to 3 unexcused absences. Now, I'm not sure if it's consecutive or it's within a year or what. They're automatically removed from the board. She also has indicated that perhaps it's time to consider alternates in addition to the appointed board alternates. And I know when I was with the parole board, that's what we did. And it worked out very well. The only concern I had at the time was the continuity. And with the parole system, that was a real problem when you get somebody coming and going on a case, and it made it very difficult. But I think this is a little different, and it would be nice if we did have at least 2 people or 3 to rely on if, for whatever reason, I mean, we all, by the grace of God, we all make every meeting. I mean, we've got lives in addition to this.
No. Stop it.
I'm missing something.
I couldn't be here last May.
Oh, no, no, no.
No, yours was
No, you
excused.
told us you weren't gonna be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, no.
See,
You had-
David never let anybody know he was the fifth person.
Yeah.
He never, and he does this consistently.
Could
And
he
I don't
have had
care
an
for saying-
emergency?
Remember, we're in public session. Just-
Are there times when he
Remember, we're
could have
still in
had an
public session.
emergency
I
or
don't care.
wasn't
Okay.
able?
That's fine.
I don't.
That's fine. I just,
I mean,
She's full of piss and vinegar tonight.
that's fine.
We're being criticized
I'm sure we are.
because we did not have a full board.
But
And a business
it was,
couldn't expand because of it, so.
and think of the time that the applicants took to
They
put together
do.
their presentation package
Yeah.
and,
And the meltdown did too, I just.
oh,
think
I'm
it's a
talking
shame.
about, I still have, you know, the photos from what they're, from their
No
landscaping.
minutes were written.
Yeah, I
or
thought
any
there was-
minutes.
It wastes the time of,
Didn't even open.
and people have to
worked through
hurry
that.
from
Okay,
the
wait, there's too
job.
many people
Okay,
talking.
So waste that time too for the.
Janet's got her
persons.
hand up.
I have a life. I want to go home now.
You wanna go and have a glass of wine or something. Janet,
Janet,
I just want to clarify that, Linda, you're 3/4 correct. It was not my suggestion, it's the city manager wants to change our rules of procedure. There is something written in the planning commission's rules of procedure that speak to missing meetings. We don't have anything currently, so he was very upset as well. And would like, and it will be making a strong suggestion to revise our rules of procedure. So it wasn't myself. I am the one who said to the city manager when he has his time on Wednesday evenings and speaks with the mayor about the upcoming agenda. I am suggesting 2 alternates. All your rules of procedure say is you can have alternates. It doesn't give a number, whatever. So if we had enough people, had enough applicants, and someone could be appointed as an alternate, they would always get the packet, they would always be ready to be called on to help.
they would be different than the at-large member. Yeah, okay, okay.
What body makes changes to our procedures? We do. And what procedure is in place to change the procedures?
Probably have to announce ahead of time.
It has to be warned, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These operational bylaws may be amended at any regular meeting by an affirmative vote of a quorum of the TRB provided.
did do that.
We did that, Janet. I'm sorry, we did that. and
I
mentioned
remember
the
making the
3
rule about
consecutive
the
meetings.
missing meetings because we were having this issue.
We did that,
We did it somewhere.
yes.
So let me go back through my files, the rules that are currently up, maybe the old ones, I don't know.
I know we did, because we were
Should we-
shorthanded at that point.
Should we
too.
make a motion tonight to
I would rather see what we have in place first.
remedy it?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're all too worked up tonight for
Yeah.
for that to be a thing.
I'm not, I'm very calm.
Yes, you are.
Lady, you're so calm tonight.
I could be up at Miles Pond in front of a beautiful sunset.
I want to go home and play Hogwarts Legacy. Come
Okay,
on.
okay, round table. Jessica?
No, I don't have any further
Katrina?
comments.
I'm appearing before the city council on Tuesday.
This
'cause they are
Tuesday?
Clumping Ward 3 people together for interviews
Oh, this Tuesday?
this coming Tuesday.
Okay, oh, so
Well,
you
good luck.
guys are all different then.
Yeah, mine's on June 20.
Oh,
They're doing Ward 3 on Tuesday.
so this Tuesday is Katrina.
I'll
Was-
double check. I saw a draft agenda and I didn't think it had anybody for DRB. So I will look to make sure that. if you
Mr.
get
City
notified
Manager
the
sent it
agenda's
to me,
coming,
yeah,
Better to show up than to not.
yeah.
How about David? Has he made any indication? Because I did send out a notice that he needed to make it known if he wanted to reapply. or
There
be
was a deadline
reappointed.
for that.
But he did? Okay, I bet you that's why he's not here tonight.
Isn't this his third consecutive absence? I think it is.
If there's nothing further for the roundtable, we
You
can.
didn't even go around the table.
I did, I asked you if you had any, well, Katrina said she spoke up and said about her point.
And that's where you
I'm
stop.
kidding. I have nothing. I'm just giving you a hard time now.
Sarah,
I have
Happy
nothing.
Pride Month.
Michael,
you.
roundtable? Okay, all right.
Janet?
Executive session, is one required, needed?
No.
No,
Thank God.
no,
Janet,
no?
thank you.
Okay, then entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I said I need to request it first.
We are adjourned. Where's your
We
gavel?
didn't even vote, right?
You know what I'm gonna do?
Bop him on the head.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, please.
Second,
Second.
those in favor say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned, 8:15.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Michael, have a good night.
Yeah,
You as well.
thanks, Michael.
Can I just say, you do have, probably will have 2 applicants for next month, so be prepared.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
What? We'll send them a notice. We'll have to pull you people.
What, you weren't supposed to tell us?
No.
supposed to hold you guys.
We realized that,
Well, we're all still here.
Why are we being polled?
Oh, because it's 4th of July.
it's 4th of July week.
Thursday's 4th of July?
Oh, God, I'm gonna.
No.
Sorry.
4th of July is on a Tuesday. So it'll be this, it'll be
Yeah,
the
but
6th of
Katrina's
July.
gone. All right, so can we just do this informally?
Yeah.
No?
All right, re-record. Yeah, we'll go back into, we'll go back into session.
That's okay.
Make sure, because I don't want you guys to set up for another.
Yeah, don't be.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion, we go back into session for a brief moment so that Michelle and Janet can poll us.
Okay, second,
I'll second that.
in favor? Opposed?
Okay.
We're back in session.
As Michelle noted,
Michelle, speak up.
our first Thursday of July is the 6th, with 2 applicants on the table. We're concerned it's holiday week, a lot of people take that week off, so we need to know if you folks all think we can get a quorum for that week, or we need to have a special meeting on the 3rd Thursday of the month.
I would say, my opinion is 3rd Thursday.
Well, let's see who's available.
I'm available on the 6th, but I'll go with the 3rd Thursday if it's better for other people.
Katrina?
I am not available on the 6th. I'm going to Ireland for a dear friend's 90th birthday party.
Oh, mine.
But I will be back by the 20th.
You got about, you're
Jeffrey,
always
you prefer the
traveling.
3rd?
I would
I
go
could
with the
maybe
3rd just
Zoom
to
from
make it
there, I'm
easy.
not sure.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me.
I don't know, I think you can.
I'm available for both.
I am too.
Maybe use
Michael,
WebEx.
available
Yeah,
for both?
either works for me, I think.
Okay. All right, well,
Either works for me, right?
Well, I'm gonna make the motion just so we have Katrina here, that we do it on the 20th or whatever that date
Right.
falls on.
okay. Is there a 2nd?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Why, how considerate of you.
Okay.
Jeffrey made the
I made the
motion,
motion.
Yeah,
Hellman,
Jeffrey made the
Hellman
motion.
seconded
He
it,
Seconded it,
and it was unanimous. Me,
Sarah.
Hellman.
yeah. Okay.
Hellman
now-
like the mayonnaise.
So moved.
I will also second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, for the second time.
Opposed?
Good night.
Meeting is adjourned at 8.
We're a little quirky, but we get it done.
Thank you, everybody. Greatly
Hi,
appreciated.
Ken.
Have a good night.
Did you take it?
I did.
Thank you.
Would you like your